This is a little quick video on doing the hubs and trying to get your track right on a Woodings Rail car. Once again, I don't know where these Canadians get these engineering practices from, but this is strange. This hub slides on the sleeve, and another bearing presses on with shims, so everything has to press the bearings together to fit it tight onto the insulating sleeve. And there's the insulating sleeve there. So the only way to set the track gauge to make it narrower is to make this a little smaller, and it's fairly difficult. What I did to start out was I removed the wheel off the hub, used this 3-jaw puller to pull the hub, because you think it would slide off the bearings, but it doesn't. It has to be pulled off. It was tight on there. Then you use this 3-jaw puller to get on this back collar, and it takes a lot of pressure. In fact, the other side of this car, I haven't been able to get this tapered hub and the sleeve pulled off yet. So I'm about 3/8 of an inch too wide on this front track. So what I'm doing is I've taken a piece of adhesive sandpaper like you'd stick on a DA sander, and I cut it straight, held it up there, made a pattern, and cut it to fit on this tapered shaft. This is just the steel shaft, and a piece of 80 grit paper on there. And well, the paper shouldn't be on there, but before I pulled it all off, I slid it on there fairly tight, without the sandpaper of course, and got an initial measurement before I started adjusting it by putting my indicator on here, touching this steel, and I wrote it down, and I decided how many thousandths I need to take off, which is about 50 or 60 thousandths. And so what I'm doing now is I have this piece of sandpaper on there, I'm sliding this hub on there, and I'm slowly turning this back and forth. Now, well, actually I'm doing it pretty aggressively to try to take down this taper. Every so often I'll peel this off, clean this, slide it on tight, take my caliper, and see if I'm getting close. Well, I've got quite a bit more to go. Anyway, that's pretty much how that's worked on all the cars I've had. I've used sandpaper. If the sleeve stays on the axle and the hub stays in here, well, I'll put the paper inside the hub and sand it. And in this case, the insulating sleeve stayed inside the hub. So I stick sandpaper on here, and a little bit I'll probably put a little bit newer sandpaper on here. You don't want it overlapping, you want it as straight as you can get it. And to try to keep it as precise as possible. And there's some articles about the Woodings car as far as the shims. There's a shim pack that goes on the end of this, several different shims, and the castle nut that presses it. And I'll try to include a link to that on this video. But this will give you an idea of how most any motor car, the sleeves can be adjusted to narrow your track. To make it wider, well, that's another story. Most all these sleeves are too thick and it's going to be too wide. If you just install them without working on them, you're going to have problems. Anyway, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Thanks for watching.